It's my feel-good breakfast show.
One thing's for sure, Alex really knows his way around colour. But this morning, joining us, Jo from Jo Carlin Interior Styling is in studio. She shows us how to incorporate colour into our living spaces without just creating a big or colour mess. Jo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've seen how important it is to know what you're doing when it comes to work with colour. You can't just randomly start adding colour to your living spaces at home. What are some of those key principles that we need to take into account?
Well, often, I mean, it really does all depend on personality and what your personality is. So if you are a very colourful person, then you can incorporate about 3 different colours that work together. If you're not a big colour person, I would stick to pretty much 2.
Yeah, your neutrals, basically.
The neutral, yeah. Always the most important thing is to have your main pieces in your neutrals, and then you bring your colour in with your carpets, with your paintings, with your cushions, you know, even your coffee table. And then you can bring in one occasional chair with a nice big spot of colour.
Exactly, like a pop of colour.
Yeah.
So how did you go about applying those principles in this space here? You've created this little beautiful setup for us.
Well, there's pretty much just 3 colours here. If you really look at it, it's pretty much the cerise, the blues, and the greens, which come through on the cushions.
Love these pillows as well, look at that.
Those are great, huh?
Stunning, stunning, stunning.
I'm very big into faces as well, in case you didn't notice.
Well, I could tell, exactly, all right.
And they bring the personality through as well. So as opposed to just having a very abstract painting, you know, you can bring it through with the feeling. Personality.
And I'm sure it also goes according to what you have at home already in terms of your furniture and working from that.
Yes.
But then something else that's quite big nowadays, it's becoming more and more popular, is feature walls. So colour in terms of feature wall, what would you say is the best thing to go by?
So depending on your space, if you have a very large, bright space, you can go for a much brighter colour. With that colour, you know, something very rich, like a red or a green, beautiful olive green or something like that.
Yeah.
If you have a smaller space, you should actually rather bring it lighter, like maybe a nice grey, light grey or charcoal grey.
And we're talking about feature walls, but I mean, when it comes to modern trends, we see that we can actually do our ceilings, you know, not the standard white that we used to.
No.
I mean, we go, what,
out.
2-3 shades lighter and they should be fine?
Yeah. For instance, if you take this chocolate wall, and you ran it right through, what you should do with your ceiling is take about 2 shades lighter. And then do your ceiling like that. So you do have the contrast, but it blends. And what that does, then it creates a higher ceiling, as opposed to just your white and then your chocolate.
Well, that's a nice tip for viewers out there.
Take it round.
Absolutely. So just in terms of drawing the line between, you know, getting the colours right harmoniously and as opposed to, you know, really creating a bit of a colour blob, what advice would you have?
My advice would be very much look at what your home should be your sanctuary. So if you are, as I said, a very colourful person, then bring in about 3 colours, like your blues, your cerise, and your green. If you're not into that, keep with your neutrals and bring in your greys, your taupes, your creams, and that's how you can create.
That's it. So for picking up from what you are saying, if you could give your number one tip for people out there, I mean, 3 colours, that's it. Experiment with that first.
That's enough.
All right, don't do any more. Jo, thank you so much. Jo Carlin joining us this morning, talking about colours and how to incorporate that in your living spaces. Be adventurous, try it out, and try to figure out exactly, are you a colour person? Why not? Check out this beautiful setup. Absolutely amazing. Still a lot to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be back after the break.